Welcome back to Off the Dome. My name is Dominic. Now, if you're a North American esports fan, one of the biggest names is Team Liquid. They've had a winning team in almost every major esport in North America. After merging with Team Curse, they went on to pick up some of the most dominant North American players and teams of all times. Look at their League of Legends team. Look at their Dota team. Did they win Dota? I think they won Dota. Having major teams in League of Legends, StarCraft, Hearthstone, Dota, Super Smash Bros., Team Liquid's big mission statement was just win. So when Riot's new IP Valorant came out in June of 2020, everyone was looking to Team Liquid to see what they would do. But as time went on, we saw other major North American teams like Cloud9, TSM, Sentinels starting to pick up their rosters with really good players. A lot of the major players were starting to get picked up, but where was Team Liquid? Finally, they decided to announce what they've been up to. Team Liquid, one of the most storied North American teams, decided to pick up a team in Europe. That's right, one of the most storied North American teams were EU Sims. But there's a good reason for this. The major tactical shooter game is CSGO, and CSGO is much more prominent in Europe than it is in every other region. Just to put this into context, the CSGO Major is the big tournament for CSGO. There's only about 3 a year, so winning it is super important. Since its inception, EU has won 12 of the 15 majors. Meanwhile, North America has only won 1. Moving to Europe shows that Team Liquid wasn't just trying to dominate North American Valorant, but trying to dominate Valorant worldwide. But they couldn't dominate the world without picking up a crack squad.
Continue to try to get back onto this site. The spike is down. Solkis is going to use that shock dart. That'll actually take out the diffuser and a quick shot as well.
As he's about to find out that the Scream on the opposite side. One shot's good. It's a quick trade, though, and Eccles now has them all paranoid, and it will spray down, finding 2. A crucial frag, a crucial series of frags for him to find, and just like...
Liquid announced that they were picking up Fish123, one of the best teams in Europe at the time, rivaling G2 in the top of the ranking. Their team is composed of Tier 2 and Tier 3 CSGO players in Cryptix, Link, Solkis, and Elks. These 4 were the core of the team, and they were trying out some fifths. However, the final player I got was Scream. Now, if you don't know who Scream is, Scream has played at the top of CSGO since about 2010. He's been rated one of the HLTV's top 10 players twice in his career, once in 2013 and again in 2016. He also has the record for the highest headshot percentage in a professional game of CSGO, hitting 21 out of 22 headshots in a professional match against Envy. Scream was an incredibly good player, but he's been playing for a long time. So would he be able to keep up with the new players coming around? After being picked up, despite their earlier results, Team Liquid started to slip from the power rankings. Nearing the end of 2020, Team Liquid started to struggle with some new teams that were popping up, teams like Fun Plus Phoenix and Team Heretics. They lost in the quarterfinals of the First Strike Europe tournament. This was big, coming from one of the most dominant forces in early European Valorant. Going into 2021, they knew things had to change, but they went in with a bit of a rocky start. They missed out on qualifying for every single Challengers closed qualifier, meaning they didn't even have a shot at going to Masters 1. They were still beating a lot of really good teams in North America, but they just couldn't clutch it out to get that qualifying spot. Going into the second stage of VCT, they wanted to see if they could do better. Now, if you don't know, Masters 2 is the first international LAN tournament for Valorant. Taking place in Reykjavik, Iceland, the best teams from all across the world are meeting together to see who is the best. So everyone from Europe was competing to make it and represent their region. Team Liquid wanted the same. Not even qualifying for Masters 1 mean they would need to step up their game. They decided to drop Elks and pick up Jampy, a new player, and see if they can get better results. Going into the Challengers 1 of Stage 2, it was looking the same. They missed out on qualifying by a single slot. But when you look at the results, you can see that Scream is still doing incredibly well. Cryptix and Jampy are not far behind, and thus all came to head in Challengers 2. They beat Team Alliance and Ninjas in Pajamas to qualify. Now, let me explain this real quick, because this is even more confusing. So basically, the idle tournament they're trying to go for is the Masters Iceland tournament. To get to Masters Iceland, they need to be the top 2 from the EMEA wide tournament. Now, the EMEA had the top 4 teams from Europe, top 3 teams from Turkey, and the top 1 team from Russia. So to be one of the top 4 teams from Europe, they need to then win this tournament they had just qualified for. If they wanted to qualify for the EMEA playoff bracket, they needed to place top 2 in this tournament. First, they were up against CE Calling, a bit of an underdog, but Team Liquid took it pretty handily. They were up against Team BDS, one of the best teams in Europe. It was looking like it was going to be an easy sweep for BDS. However, Team Liquid stepped it up.
I can't believe it, Roden now in a 1v5 and Liquid! They've only gone and done it! 13-6, they close out map 3.
Finally, they had qualified for the EMEA playoff bracket alongside Finatic. They played them in the final for the seeding slot, and Finatic actually took the match.
Shuts him down. Finatic take top seed coming out of week 2 and going into Challengers Finals. 3-1 over Liquid.
Underdogs Finatic and Team Liquid still had a chance at representing Europe. Despite the lack of Team Liquid placements, something was becoming more and more apparent. That Scream was one of the best players in the region. Even though they were losing a lot of matches, Scream was still putting up insane numbers compared to everyone on his team and everyone on the opponent's team. Scream was in contention for the best in Europe, and possibly the best in the world. Now, going into the first round of the EMEA playoff bracket, they were up against the Turkish team, BBL. Team Liquid won in a close 2-1.
The case, but Yampi does it. A beautiful finisher.
Now, that was an upset of itself, but the next match was going to be the most difficult match of the entire tournament, as they were up against Fun plus Phoenix. Not only are they one of the highest ranking teams in Europe, they've also beaten Team Liquid a total of 4 times before this, making a 4-0 record against Team Liquid. Everyone thought that Fun Plus was going to take this easy, but something else happened.
Is he gonna bang Shadow out of the corner? No, but Thema6 fall. Because for me, it doesn't seem to be that way. Scream takes Angel out. And as one after another falls, it is a disaster for FPX on this first map. But the 13-7 is secured. That player, the longest ones were coming in on A. And this is Angel. The IGL is striking. He once more is desperate for the A's. Can't get it this time around. Liquid is not done. It's Link who wants to find it. That could be the number 12 and breaking the neck of FBI. Link does it.
Team Liquid won in a clean 2-0 and overtook the seed from Fun plus Phoenix. It was a decisive victory, and Team Liquid looked like they were back to their former glory. And Scream looked like the best player in the world. The rest of the tournament, it was all Team Liquid. They decimated their next opponent in Oxygen Esports, even 13-0ing one of the best Turkish teams in Map 1.
13 rounds for Liquid as they dominate Oxygen. This is unbelievable.
With that win, they had qualified to represent Europe in Iceland. But not just that, after just losing to Finatic a few weeks before, Team Liquid had come back and won 3-2 against Finatic to claim the top spot for Europe in Iceland.
Thing they need, Liquid walk away being the EMEA Challenger Playoff champions.
Scream was the match MVP for every single tournament match that he played. Not only taking MVP for the week, but taking MVP for the entire playoff tournament. Even though Scream is an older player, he's one of the most seasoned tac shooter players in the world, and this shows.
You should have seen your faces.
Team Liquid alongside Finatic are the 2 representatives from Europe going to Iceland at the end of the month to Masters 2. Not only am I excited to see this squad continue to grow as it seems like they're only getting better, I want to see how they stack up compared to all the other dominant teams in other regions, teams like Sentinels, teams like Team Vikings. It's going to be interesting. And while I can't say for certain who I think is the best, I can say that I'm excited to find out. And as always, thank you for watching.